Who is Sergei Pavlovich, and why is everyone raving about him? Sergei Pavlovich entered 2022 as a relative unknown to the casual MMA fan, though the silent killer would later prove to everyone why he was worth a watch. Despite having a Greco-Roman wrestling background, Sergei quickly fell in love with his hands once he understood he carried superhuman power. All his wins within the UFC have come by way of knockout, and all of them within the first round. When people think of the hardest puncher within the sport of MMA, everyone points to Ngannou. However, there is reason to believe Pavlovich may be on that list. Pavlovich came into the UFC with 9 knockouts to his name. And his first bout would be against the perennial kickboxing legend Alistair Overeem. While it wouldn't go Sergei's way, he would never taste defeat inside the cage again.
Pavlovich is covering up! Overeem thinks the finish is here!
A big shelling here from Overeem, and he gets the finish he's been looking.
Overeem was only a bump in Sergei's meteoric rise. Training mainly out of the American top team in South Florida, Pavlovich is in the right headspace, and his training has been reflected by his performances. Pavlovich would bounce back only months later to start his round 1 KO winning streak.
Oh man, I just saw some spit go flying at me and Dad. Oh good lord, Pavlovich winding up. Oh, then he put it down, massive uppercut, and he sits down Gone.
Sergei would continue his streak against Maurice Green with yet another round 1 knockout.
Oh, right now.
Heavy artillery from Pavlovich.
Back up on the body lock. He's got to get this fight clinched.
Oh!
He's done.
Pavlovich raining down the blows.
Between 2020 and 2021, Sergei was criticized for not being active. However, the global conditions and injuries hindered him from fighting. One of the main criticisms surrounding Pavlovich was his inactivity and his inability to fight better competition. A bout over Shamil Abdurakhimov, who had experience against talented heavyweights, would put Sergei in higher recognition. Sergei's win over Shamil allowed him to get the bigger fights he wanted and needed in the division.
Good at conkers.
He detonates that right. Fight back. He's just covering up.
Wow. How is Abdurakhimov still there?
That's it.
It's a smash and grab.
And there is no bigger name in the heavyweight division than Derek Lewis. A win over Derek Lewis means massive spotlights. As always, Pavlovich wasted no time towards getting it done. And while some called it an early stoppage, it was the right call by the ref. A win over Lewis propelled Pavlovich to the top of the heavyweights. Pavlovich became an immediate star, and UFC fans that loved action wanted to see Pavlovich. Some were even making up dream scenarios of a bout between him and former heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. Bam Bam Tuivasa would be next for him. Like Lewis, Tai Tuivasa was a fan favorite for 2 reasons. One of them for his obvious fun style of fighting, and the other one for his fun-loving personality, including his disgusting shoeies where he chugs a beer out of some shoe. Tuivasa carried the star power and allowed Pavlovich to display his skills once more towards a big crowd. The Orlando crowd had Tuivasa as their chosen warrior due to his fame, though none of the outside noise mattered for Pavlovich. There was a show of respect in the start of the fight, however. Sergei would punish Bam Bam only 1 minute into their brief encounter.
He's dangerous when he's hurt. He's knocked out for Pavlovich.
Tuivasa's face was butchered, and it only took Pavlovich a brief minute. No one could now deny Pavlovich's threat, as he rode a 5-fight first-round knockout streak. Sergei was adamant about receiving his bonus this time around.
I hope this time I deserve a bonus. Last time they stole my bonus. Give me the bonus this time.
Curtis Blaydes is the ideal opponent for Sergei Pavlovich. Razor Blaydes is ranked number 4 and rides a 3-fight winning streak. Blaydes is known primarily as a wrestler, something Pavlovich hasn't quite faced recently. Though, do not get it confused, Blaydes can put heavyweights to sleep with his striking. Blaydes has been disrespected in the past, but it is hard to deny that he is one of the best wrestlers in the division. After all, he leads all heavyweights in takedowns. He leads Cain Velasquez by almost double his takedowns accomplished. He called out Miocic, however, he's fighting the man which this video is about. Undeniably, Pavlovich is not a talent to be played with, and his hands can put anyone to sleep, including Blaydes. However, will that be his sole strategy? Because Blaydes has been a victim of counter-wrestling. Blaydes has taken damage from power strikers who traditionally hate wrestling. And please, we cannot forget that Pavlovich has a background in Greco-Roman wrestling. A significant question some fans may have could be regarding his cardio. As you can tell, the last 5-rounder for Sergei was in 2017, which he won by unanimous decision. Pavlovich's popularity is growing at a rapid pace, and he could in fact replace the absence of power punchers in the heavyweight division with Francis's absence. His unorthodox approach to training could prove to be very beneficial for him, and he is finally getting the spotlight he deserves after all these years. And the way heavyweight looks right now, Sergei may be next for Jones.